Hello, my name is Jonathan Beck and I'm with Piedmont Technical Experts. I will be your instructor today for our Microsoft training on Microsoft SharePoint Online. The objectives for this course are to go over how to access Microsoft SharePoint Online, how to work with document storage in SharePoint, how to search a SharePoint site, what do I do if a document from a Google Drive or other site is not in SharePoint following a migration, and how do I share a document in SharePoint? So first, through the web, you would go to portal.office.com, which is the landing page for Office 365. From there, you would go through the app launcher and select SharePoint. We'll also be showing you how to do a folder sync, and that will all be contained within the video. Hello and welcome to this training module on accessing SharePoint Online. We will be going through how to access SharePoint Online through the web and also how to set up a folder sync during this video. So first, we want to go to portal.office.com, and it will take you to a sign-on screen if you haven't already signed in. I've already signed in. Along the left-hand side are frequently used applications. I want to draw your attention to the app launcher up here in the corner, which is these 9 dots. You can click on it, and then click on SharePoint, and then it will take you to the SharePoint Start page. The SharePoint Start page has 3 major sections that I will point out. The sites that you are following over here, your recently accessed sites here, and then the sites that you frequent most often in the center here. So for this demonstration, I will click on Home Telecom. This opens up the team site that is the back end for Microsoft Teams. And then I will click on Documents. And then I will click Sync. And it will say we want to open Microsoft OneDrive. And I can click Close on that. And now if I bring up my File Explorer, Home Telecom is right here, and there's the general documents, and then I can drill down into that, and I can build out or work with the files that were within that team site. And I can use this very similar to a map drive or a quick launch link. And if I wanted to, I can do shared access to or set up sharing through these folders or files within them, which we will cover in other videos. But this is how you access SharePoint and you set up a folder sync. Thank you for your time today. And now we'll take a look at how to work with SharePoint storage. Hello and welcome to this training module on SharePoint Online, working with SharePoint storage. As with a lot of our other videos, we're going to show you multiple ways to work with SharePoint storage. We're going to begin with SharePoint Online. When you're working with SharePoint storage, each SharePoint site that you create will have a terabyte of space in most instances for each one of the sites. That is the entire site. So if I look at this Piedmont Technical Experts team site, when I look at documents, documents will be broken out into the individual channels that the Microsoft team has. It is important to note that all these folders added together will max out at a terabyte, and at that point, this SharePoint site will be full. So when you're designing your SharePoint sites, it's important to know how to divide up your different document storage so that you're not going over limit on storage space. All right? So let's go ahead and dive right in and do some work with some files. So I just went into the projects folder. I am going to click new folder, and I'm going to do training video. And I'm going to do create. And in just a second here, there will be a folder that pops up that's called training video. And then I can go into the training video. And obviously this is a new directory, so it is empty. I can use the upload functions here to upload files, folders, or templates. This would bring up the File Explorer window and allow you to select a file, so we will just do that right now as option 1, and I will just pick my picture and do open. And it will say uploading one item, and as soon as it's done, it will show in the list. Additionally, from this screen, I can do a new document, and let's just pick a Word document. And when you do this from SharePoint Online, it's going to open the online version of Microsoft Office or the product that lines up with the file that you're creating. This is a test document, and I can just click up here in the document word up here, and it will save as you go. And it initially saved it as just the word document. I'm going to change that to this is a test document. So now, if I close this window out and go back to my SharePoint site, and I hit a refresh here, you can see that this document is now says this is a test document. I can click on it, which will again open up the online version of Microsoft Word. And with any file that you save within SharePoint Online, whether it is with the full version of Microsoft Word and you're saving to a sync directory, or you are working with the online versions of Office, it will automatically be saved as you type. This means if I come in here, it still shows saving, and then it'll be saved here in just a second. And it's showing save. As I typed, I did not have to manually hit save. The modified date again says a few seconds ago, and that is how you work with adding files either by upload or by creation to a SharePoint site using SharePoint Online. Now, let's say we wanted to delete this picture of me out of this directory. I can come over here, hit the 3 dots, and I can come down and say delete. And yes, I want to move it to the recycle bin. It is important to note that things in the recycle bin are purged out routinely by Microsoft. When they are in the recycle bin, they are in the recycle bin for not more than about 14 days. So if I come over here to the recycle bin, I can see all the things that I've deleted. You will see some things that are older deleted. This is from the standpoint of Microsoft believes in first in, first out, and we haven't hit any limits yet So they only guarantee up to 14 days, but you can see sometimes you'll be able to find things that are even older. Okay? But we'll go back to documents. And again, it is put us at the root of the documents library. We click in project folder. And if we wanted to delete the whole folder, we could certainly come down here. And this test one is something that we can delete. I can hit the three dots here, and I can say delete. And I can do delete. And it is now deleted. Again, I can go to the recycle bin and recover it if I wanted to. The other thing that we can do is click in training video, for instance. And over here under the three dots, we have the ability to hit sync. And I will hit sync, and I will say open Microsoft OneDrive. Basically what this is doing is it's writing a copy of this directory to my PC that I can now go into Folder Explorer. And let me hit a refresh here. And because I already have project files synced, I see my training video folder that I created right here, and I can double click that and it will open the folder. And because I've deleted the picture out, the only thing I should see is the test document. The other thing I can do from here is I can double click this and it downloads the file. And in just a second, Microsoft Word will open up. And now my document is open. It also tells me that it is last been modified 5 minutes ago. And if I wanted to, I can click in here. You can see the autosave feature is currently on because this is a SharePoint directory. And we are still testing. And autosave is on. It says saving. It eventually will go back to save here in just a second. And I can close this out. And now the modified date is changed to 12/13. The other thing I can do is I can go back to my SharePoint site and hit a refresh. And it says that it's been modified a few seconds ago. Now, the other thing that I can do is if I minimize a bunch of windows here, I can go into my folder directory here and delete this file. And now it is gone. And if I click here and I do another refresh, it is not quite synced up yet, but it will also remove it from this folder view as well as soon as it syncs up. And about after 30 seconds to a minute, this file is now gone. I can still go to the recycle bin, but I have to go to the recycle bin in SharePoint Online, and I should be able to find it. And I can look at the date deleted, and I can click on a file that I deleted, and then I can hit restore, and it will put that file back into that original directory. I can also do click this folder and do restore, and I can click on this file and do restore. And now if I go back into documents and scroll down to project files, first off, our test folder is back. Our training video file has both the files that I had just deleted back in the original spot. That is how restore works. And that is basic file manipulation and storage manipulation within SharePoint Online. I hope you have found this informative. All right, and now we'll show you how to search a SharePoint site. Hello and welcome to this training module on how to search a SharePoint site. So in this module, we will show you how to search a SharePoint site, search SharePoint as a whole, and search your sync directories or do a search through Microsoft Teams. Okay? So we're going to start off with SharePoint, and we're going to assume, to start with, we don't know where our file is living. So if we come up here and we do a search, we can see that a couple of searches have already been done. Let's say we wanted to look for MP4 files, which are video files. And right now it's scouring all the SharePoint sites that I have access to, and it's going to give me all the videos that I have stored out here. Let's say this isn't what I wanted to see. Let's say I wanted to see things that reference business plan. I could do a search. Again, this is going to give me everything within SharePoint that I have access to that includes the word business plan in the title or in the body. So it's going to return a lot of information. Now, if I know more information about that file, for instance, that it's a draft, so I might do version 0.5 here, and it's probably going to come back with just the one file that I'm looking for. So the more information you know about a file, the less information you're going to have to sift through to find the file that you're looking for. Another way that you can limit the amount of searching that you're doing is if you know a specific file that you're looking for is in a specific SharePoint site or sub-site, you can go there before you start your search. So we will pick on the MP4s again because I know where I've got a lot of MP4s is over in my sales directory. So I'm going to come over here to Piedmont Technical Experts. I'm going to browse into documents, and I'm also going to browse down into the folder called sales. And if I wanted to get even more specific, I could come down here to the folder videos and do that search, but I want to do a couple different searches from here. So it says search in this library. So instead of doing a search across all SharePoint sites, right now all I'm doing is a search in my sales folder. So if I wanted to do, say, star.ppt, which is the file extension for PowerPoints, I will see everything that's got PPT in there. If I did PPTX, I would limit that even further by saying I only want the newest version of PowerPoint files returned to me. Again, if I knew a untitled .mp4, I could do this, and because of where I was at, it couldn't find it. I can click back on Documents, come into Sales, and here I can do star.mp4 again and hit enter. And now it comes back with all my MP4 files and some of the config files that include MP4 data. So that is how you do a search from SharePoint Online. Now I can also come into Folder Explorer here. And here is my videos folder. But let's just say this is a folder that I am syncing. And I can come over here to search, click in the box and do star.mp4 and hit go. And in just a second, it brings up all the MP4 files that are within the sales directory that I have synced to my PC. And then I can come over here to Teams. And click on Sales and Files. And I can come up to the top where the search bar is, and I can do star.mp4 and hit enter. And now it's going to return the exact same thing that I've done all the way through. Messages with MP4s, files with MP4s, etc. So depending on how I search may impact the search results, but at the end of the day, whether you're using Teams, SharePoint, or your Folder Explorer, you should be able to find the files using the search function now. I hope you found this informative and look forward to other training modules. Okay, and now we will take a look at what you need to do if you think you are missing files from your SharePoint environment. Hello and welcome to this training module on SharePoint Online. The topic for this video is going to be, what do I do if I think I'm missing files from SharePoint? So I've already got SharePoint Online up and running. So the first question that you would ask yourself is, which SharePoint site would it be in? If you don't know, that's okay. If you click on the home button over here for SharePoint, it will bring you to this screen. And you'll see that pop right back up here in just a second. And what you can do is when this screen opens, you can do a search for your file name. So for instance, we will do a search for MP4 videos. So I'm going to do star.mp4, which is going to be a video file. And I can hit enter. And what should pop up is, as this search runs, it should pop up all the videos that are in MP4 format. That's if I knew what kind of file type it was. Let's say I knew it was about Teams. So I could back this out and I could do team meeting and hit enter. And this will bring up all the documents around team meetings. And this is going to bring up videos, this is going to bring up PowerPoints, Word documents, anything that has team meeting either in the body of the document or in the metadata or in the title. So this is a way that I can help search. Now, the search will go faster if you know what site it should have landed in. Now, if, for instance, you have verified that the file is not there, what can you do? Well, you can go to the specific site. In this case, I will go to Piedmont Technical Experts here. And then I can go into Documents. And it'll take it just a second to open up. And once inside Documents, then I can go further down and find the folder where I actually want to put my file. So let's say it's in Sales, and we'll come down here to Videos. Oh, past it. And we'll click on Videos, and now I have the option to do Upload. And I can do files, or I can do folders, or I can even upload a template. So if I select Files, it'll open up your standard Windows Explorer box. And just for the sake of test, I'm going to pull the file from another directory. I'm going to do Open. And at this point, that file should be opened. And if I want to give it just a second, it is saying it is still uploading, so we'll let that run. And it is done. And you can see that my file has now been uploaded. The same process is done when you are working with a folder as well. You would just click on the folder you wanted to upload, and then you would upload that. Now, you can also do this from Windows Explorer. For instance, I am currently syncing this directory in my to my PC. So if I open up Windows Explorer, and I can come over to Sales, which is where we were at, and I can click on Videos. Number one, I should see my PNG, which I do, and you see that it is in the cloud only because of this little icon right here. Anything with the green check mark is synced to both my PC and to the cloud. So if I double click this, it will download the file to my PC, which is what it's doing right now. And it is downloaded. That icon should change here in just a second to a green check mark. And here's the photo as it's opened. Additionally, if I needed to upload a file to this directory, I could come over here and click on, say, Pictures. And now that my pictures have opened up, I can click on this file right here. And I can do a copy, which is Control-C, or I could right-click and do Control-C, and I can come back over to Sales, and I can come back over to Videos. And I can do a paste or a Control-V, which is also a paste, and upload a file using File Explorer this way. And right now, it is copying into the directory. and it is already synced up with the cloud. And if I want to check that, I can minimize this screen right here. And I can see that that file has been loaded. This is how, when you think you're missing files, you would go to the source, whether it's Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. You could either download it to your machine or do a copy-paste. Typically that works, especially if you have the Google Drive app or the Dropbox app. You will just be able to copy and paste from that folder into the folder that you're syncing, or upload using SharePoint Online or Teams. The process is the same regardless of which application that you use or the method in which you are pasting or doing the upload to. All right. I appreciate your time today, and I hope this video helps. All right, and let's show you how to share documents in SharePoint. Hello, and welcome to this training module on how to share documents in SharePoint. If you've seen the video on how to share files in OneDrive, you will find that this is a very similar process. Currently on the screen, I'm signed into SharePoint Online, and we will also go through sharing a file through Windows Explorer for folders that you have synced to your computer. Now, when you sign into SharePoint Online, you will see a screen very similar to this, where you have frequent sites and sites that you're following on the left-hand side and frequent sites on the right-hand side. So for this demonstration, I'm going to go into the project group website. And then I'm going to click on Documents. And then in order to share this folder out, that's just a general folder, I can come over here and hit this little share icon. And then I would type in the name of the people that I wish to share this with. And in this instance, I'm going to share it with Pete. And you can also change the permission level. So if you want the people you share this with to be able to edit, you can certainly do that. You can also say can view, which means that they can view the files, but they cannot make changes, download them, etc. So if I say cannot, or they can view, and they also cannot download, that means the files are protected from alteration or download with the people that you share. And then it creates a shareable link, and you can copy and paste this into an email and send that out, and then those individuals will have access to view but not to download items within the general directory. Now with SharePoint and with like with OneDrive, you can also share out an individual file, and the process is identical, but we'll run through that as well. So we'll go into Be My Technical Experts group, and we'll go into Documents here. And this process also applies to Teams as well. So this is actually a Teams SharePoint site that I'm looking at right now. I can share from here. I can share from Teams. I can share from Windows Explorer. The process is identical. So let's go into Sales, and let's go into Videos. And we can go into Teams training course here. And here's the MP4. And if I wanted to just share this one file out, I could also do that. And again, I can type in an email address, and we'll pick on Pete again for this. Again, we can change the permissions where they can edit the file, but they can view it. And I'm going to block the download again, and I'm going to create the shareable link. I will copy that, paste it into an email, and send it out. And then Pete will have read-only access to this file and will be able to view it, but not download it. All right. And it, along with the shared documents, I can also do that from within Windows Explorer or Teams, if it is a team site. But I will bring up a video here. I can right-click on this. And this being Windows 11, it'll look a little bit different in Windows 10. But we'll give it just a second here. And what we'll see when this menu opens up is we can go down here to OneDrive. We can do Share. And what you're going to see is a very similar box to what we saw on the online version. You're going to have the same options. You will have the options to share with specific people, give them the chance to edit. Again, I can put in Pete's name here. I can type in a message if I'd like, but if I come here, I can say can view, and because they can only view, I can also block their download, and then I'm creating a shareable link. I copy that and paste it into an email, and now that file is shared out with Pete, again, where he can view the file, but not download it or make changes. If I was going to do this in Teams, I will bring my Teams window up here. And what I would do is click on Teams. And I'll click on Project Files. And click on Files. And I can do this for a whole directory or an individual file. So if I wanted to just share this one file out, I can hit the share button here, and again, you will see that it is a similar file to what we've been looking at. This box is black because I have Teams turned on in dark mode, but again, I can type in the name. It'll search the directory. I will share that. If I don't want him to be able to edit, I can make this view only, and I can block the download, click apply, and it will create a shareable link. Once again, very similar to everything that we've already looked at. You copy, paste that into an email and send it to that individual, and they will have access to be able to view the file but not download it. And that is the basics of sharing in SharePoint. Have a good day. And we thank you for your time today and hope that you enjoyed this training module as well as learned from it. Have a great day.